Hello all you YouTubers, it's been a while since I've done a video. Been busy at school, been busy at other things, and now I have a cold. So my voice is a little scratchy. Sounds better than it used to. Anyways, I decided since, I'm inspired tonight, since we got this great citation. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, sorry. I'm tired, but yet not tired. One of those nights. Yeah, so the Spiritual Rights Foundation, ISHI Hypnosis, and who else is on here? Debbie Livingston-Boucher, Robin Des Moines, and Angela Silva. A guy came over here tonight at our house about 8 o'clock at night, knocked on the door, and he served us with papers. So apparently they're suing us for roughly about $700,000 for libel. So they're saying we are lying about the organization, that we're making all these false statements, and so forth. So, God, this document is huge. It's like this humongous document. Yeah. It's not very substantial, though. I can tell you that. And whoever wrote it, this Will Rogers guy, we've heard from him before. I mean, I felt stuck at this church for so long. So I stayed there 14 years. God, kind of demented actions from Bill Doobie and other ministers there. So, I don't know, just getting this thing, it just makes me remember how they do shut anyone down who says anything, I would say, truthful about the place. That may look a little bit more negative. Yeah. Yeah, when you leave the church, you're not supposed to talk about anything that happened within the church, which I don't think is very right. And I spent half of my life at this place. I don't see why I don't have a right to talk about and share my experiences at this church to the public if I so wish. That's my choice. I think it comes under being a citizen in America, that you should have the right to talk about your experiences and express your opinions. Now, certainly I don't claim to know everything, never have and never will, but I do know what I experienced, and I do know how I felt, and I do know how Bill and other ministers treated certain people. And I do know, especially now, how wrong a lot of these actions that have been taken against members and ex-members have been. So yeah, it more makes me sad than anything to think that there's places like this, and I'm sure there's a lot of cultic organizations like this. As I've been doing research about it, there are, and it's just so sad that there's people just stuck in these organizations, and they're so brainwashed, and they think that they're the light of the world, and they're giving so much of their money away to the church and the leaders, thinking that they're doing a great service to the world when they're really not. I mean, I used to be one of those people, and it's been something that's kind of been depressing me the last couple weeks. It's really sad, you know. So you know what? I mean, in this thing, in this document here that we got served, it talks about how there were people that signed up for the ISHI hypnotherapy training with Debbie Livingston in the beginning of the year, and apparently they're claiming that 5 of these people did some internet research on the place and quickly withdrew from the program before it started, and they're claiming that we owe ISHI Hypnosis and Debbie Livingston, I think each, like we should pay both ISHI and Debbie, I'm not quite sure, but definitely we owe them like $11,000. I don't think so. You know, I didn't write anything false. You know, it is my opinion that the Spiritual Rights Foundation is a cult, and it is my opinion that ISHI Hypnosis is ran by a cult. His director is one of the leaders of the cult. I've known them in that place, both of those places, for, you know, about 14 years. So, I don't think it's changed in the last year that I've been there. And I certainly haven't heard it's changed by people who've told me who have recently been there. So, yeah, what you gonna do? I guess they're getting really desperate, is what I think. They're getting really desperate. I don't know, maybe it's the economy. They're freaking out and they can't afford to lose any more business or whatever. You know, I can't help it. You know, people come to our blogs and our sites. You know, they can make up their own minds, you know, of what's true or not true. Plus, we are not the only people who are talking about the Spiritual Rights Foundation and ISHI Hypnosis and Debbie Livingston and Bill Doobie and Angela Silva and Robin DeMullen. There are like 4 other newspaper articles out there that if you search on Spiritual Rights Foundation or ISHI Hypnosis, you're gonna find, I think there's 4 newspaper articles out there. The Rick Ross Institute has the Spiritual Rights Foundation as a cult, along with a couple other people or organizations that study and research about cults and are trying to, you know, warn the public, hey, you know, watch out for this place. And that's what I'm doing, because I think it's a civil responsibility to inform the public, because I certainly do not want anyone like me, a 16-year-old naive girl or guy, falling into the traps of at least this cult, that in my opinion is a cult, that I spent 14 years of my life in. I really don't want that for anyone to go through what I went through and what I've seen other people go through, like Steve Sanchez, who wrote a book about his experience there called Spiritual Perversion. You can check it out along with all the articles and make up your own mind. It's a shame. It's a shame these people are still pulling the same tricks. Just bullying. That's what Reverend Bill taught him. Let's see. Thoughts Bill. His face. That's his face. He looks very friendly, huh? He's a little psychotic, though.